So, this is David. David has autism well, he has autism, but it's actually more commonly known for Asperger's syndrome, but they just name it autism because since it's basically very related. Like, how many of you guys actually know anybody that has autism? Or, like, do you guys even know, like, some of the stuff that they kind of have?
They tend to focus on things a lot, like they own like one activity and stuff, and
yeah.
they like to like, how should I say, like objects and stuff like that, like shapes and other things. Like
well, yeah, there's some of the symptoms,
yeah.
like seriously, like, well, David, actually, like what he does is they say that they don't really understand what you have, like whenever, like not what they have, but like they don't understand your emotions and stuff. So, but David, I think he does because it's so funny because every time we catch him when we're like, when, for example, me and my boyfriend are arguing or something, he just walks in and he just comes to you and just says, relax, Crystal, relax. So I assume that he does know what's going on. So, but I'll be like informing you about the different kind of symptoms. I'll also be telling you about what may cause of this because there's not a lot of information about this. And also I'll be telling you how the increase of how much is grown. So I'm going over this. So you haven't seen someone, or I mean you have seen a person think they are healthy and nothing is wrong with them, but as soon as they start doing, all of those funny things, those hand movements rocking back and forth, and basically has an obsession about talking about for a really long time. The person you're looking at might be, you know, you might think that they're kind of weird and stuff, but they're actually, those are just the symptoms that they have. So the first thing that I want to inform you was obviously the symptoms. Oh. So I got this off a health guide, and it says like that people with Asperger's syndrome become over-focused and obsessed on single objects or topics, so they ignore everything that everybody else is talking to them about. So they basically, like what David does, he's like an obsession over games. Each time I see him, he always walks up to me, he's like, Crystal, games, and I'm like, what game? And he tells me, like, Nintendo 64, and he, like, all he does is talk about it. I'm like, okay, David, calm down, and then he kind of, like, he focuses back, like, okay, I need to calm down about this. And another symptom that they also have is, like, sometimes they don't feel comfortable with people, so they kind of stay away from you. Like, even though they're trying to be nice to them, they kind of like, okay, I don't want to get near you. But with David, he's a different thing. He's very social, which is kind of weird because he's like those type of people, like, they will go up to you and they already want to be friends with you. So, and another one is they have trouble forming relationships with people their own age and adults. Like David, he's actually 12, and he would rather hang out with older people than his own age. I don't know why, but he does. And the next thing I would like to discuss with you is people don't really research so much about stuff like this. They've always, like, here, let me show you. Here's like a chart thingy that tells you how many times they've actually researched on it. And it's like not even that much, so like, for example, that I got from one of the articles, like from Renee Alley, from What is Asperger's Syndrome. The exact cause of Asperger's Syndrome is not known. So each time I looked up stuff like that, they kept telling me, oh, they don't really know anything. They're just, you know, giving me theories and stuff. So there's not, but it's also unpreventable. Like it's not known. There is no way to prevent it, basically. And it's supposedly it runs in the family, but that's what they assume. They haven't done enough research to actually say, oh yeah, it's actually genetically. So, like, here's one of the examples that there's probably no single gene or genetic defect that is responsible for autism. Researchers suspect that there are numbers of different genes and combined together increase the risk of getting autism. The families with one child with autism have a risk of having another children with autism is 3% to 10%. So A number of studies have found the first-degree relatives of children with autism also have an increased risk of autism spectrum disorder. So they're just assuming, they haven't done a lot of research about this. So, oh yeah, and they also think that supposedly vaccines have a cause of this. They don't, like I said, they haven't done any research whatsoever on this. So this is just a theory, but then when they found, like, they kind of like, okay, vaccine's not going to be doing that, so let's just brush it off. So the next thing I'm going to be talking to you about is the increase, how drastically autism has grown throughout time. So, like I told you, the symptoms of autism, I also have told you what might have cause of it. They don't know about it, but what they think is the cause of it. And now I'll be introducing you the increase of autism and Asperger's syndrome throughout time. So, from what I got from the article, another article from Roxanne Edwards, read what your physician is reading on med scripts. So, autism is a common developmental disorder. The number of children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders appears to be increasing. The most recent studies show that children born in 1998, 9 out of every 1,000 children have an autism spectrum disorder, according to the average of 1 out of every 110 children. So, although there are certain that the actual number of children with autism spectrum disorder is increasing, several factors such as improvements in diagnostic methods and view of autism spectrum disorders as being a continuum also may account to the increase. Basically, it's just saying it's increasing, all in those big, big freaking sentence. So then, as many as 1.5 million people in the U.S. may have some form of autism. Autism affects all race, ethnic groups, and socioeconomic levels. So, and I also found out that it's more commonly known on boys than it is on girls. 3 out of 4 times more likely on girls, basically. So you rarely see girls having autism. You mostly see boys. So I explained to you what autism is. I explained to you the symptoms. I explained to you the causes, and I also told you about the increase about it. So autism is not really a well-known disorder, as you can see, and it needs to be. And it cannot be prevented or cured. And I hope that you guys got a clear picture of autism. And I hope David got his stuff out and there's his stuff relaxed. So, yeah, thanks.
Did I hear somebody say Drea's not here? Okay.
I'm supposed to do a written evaluation. How does that work? Do I still get my photos for it?
I'm sorry.
He has to do a written after doing oral. So do we?
When she speaks, you mean?
Yeah,
that's later. We'll worry about. We'll jump off that cliff when we get there. I haven't assumed that she's not going to show up yet, but we'll see how that goes. And she's not here for the oral evaluation, so that's where I am at this moment. Yeah.
Can I email you?